So today is tomorrow. We didn't even get to that box sewer, so we've got to go there this morning now. That's going to piss me off. And then we've got to pick up the keys for the big job in town. And what else have we got to do? Oh, we've got a little cloakroom, just a cheeky cloakroom to take out, but that won't take very long at all. You know. Okay, turn that off a minute. So we've got the rods from our secret storage location, and now I've got to get into town to pick up the keys for the Save the World job. I've got to then go around and change a Dudley siphon on a bit of a green somewhere, and then strip out the cloakroom for this guy. This is a cheeky little cloakroom we're just going to squeeze in, and strip that out, and then by then it'll be about 4. I can't get into the block sewer till after 4 really, so that'll work out just about nice. Just about nice. And also, I think we'll grab a nice little sandwich for lunch from our preferred sustenance provider, the Belly Deli. The job. This is coming out now. All of the sweets coming out, and then we're going to first fix for that radiator. But I don't think we'll pop it on the wall today, but we will get it made up, and then have the pipes coming up, soldered caps, and then the new floor can just go over that. Beautiful. Anyway, I'll stick you up on a wall and watch the fun. Let's get this done. Actually have to use the correct tool. Too late. Like peeling the plaster, don't pull it all off. Oh, that's a loose tap. Let's put it off gently. Okay, so that is us basically taken out. I've just got to get a compression cap to go over that. We'll leave the pipe work as is, just to, you know,
we'll get the units in position, and then we'll decide how we're going to alter it rather than start guessing. And we can't do that till the fall goes down. So now we've just got this on drain down. I'm going to go open the pins, let that drain down fully. Then I've got to go to the suppliers and pick up some inhibitor while we wait for that to drain down, so we're not standing around doing nothing. And then we'll get back, hopefully that'll be empty, and we'll alter the pipework to suit the new radiator, get the client in, have him mark X marks the spot, and well, just crack on really. Anyway, see you in a minute. Alright, a nice bag of goodies. Walked out there and remembered I needed solder kit. I think I've got 2, so I don't worry too much. And oh yes, see you back at the job. I think that bag though, it's going to go everywhere, so don't come in the cab. Okay, executive decisions have been made. Right, stick the valves on. Stick that valve on and then we'll just clap up. That's probably for the crisping level. The brackets behind have to be wonky in order to achieve that. And also, you put it on, let's find a side that's unoccupied. If you put it on like that, it's to one side. So this thing ain't square, but whatever. You know, that's the money shot, so that's what we'll work to. Alright everyone, this is my palace for a little bit. So let's have a look at this. Why this isn't working. Okay. So that clearly can't go through there. Really, if I could just bend that 90 degrees. Bender. Pencil's gone. And just have that swooping down and joint onto this side. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Well, it's got to be cut off by my cutters. Okay, so I know this is a little bit hard to follow, but bear with me. So this is a crawl space now that's directly underneath that radiator that I was fitting earlier. And so obviously these are the heating pipes that were going to it, and we're just going to alter them. But that breeze block wall isn't the back of the room, so there'll be another void through that breeze block wall, and that'll have all the soil and the drainage and all the rest of it, which is why I said to him that we've got to alter it from the room and just run it inside the boxing, because we can't really, unless we take up that entire floor, we can't get it all vertically fed, you know, from the bottom, just poking up a little bit out the floor to plonk the vanity units in. The time saving will be just to literally cut and scribe round the waste pipe and just drill the hot and cold through and just run it through. And actually the waste pipe will be just put onto a spigot on the toilet, so there's no other pipes underneath the ground that we can't see to even worry about. Everything is above ground, which is fantastic, because if there's any problems, any issues, we don't have to take up the newly done floor to get to it, or heaven forbid go through this breeze block wall in front of me somehow to get to anything. I don't want to put, when at all possible, I try not to put stuff where I can't get to it again, and if I've got to, then obviously there's a whole procedure for that. This pipe work still had a bit of water in it, but I think I sucked it out with the Aquavac ahead of time. I can't remember, to be honest. It's a little bit tricky to solder though, and I was sort of thinking in the back of my mind, previous day we had that weep, and so everything got soldered to within an inch of its life. It's just a psychological bias of, you know, you did something one day, it didn't quite work, so you do it differently another day. It's just human instinct. Sip of tea. But saying that, this is in a crawl space underneath the floor. So the level of finish that we're going to try and achieve here is not non-existent compared to what we were trying to do the previous day in that hallway there. I'm not going to be polishing these and lacquering these and buffing it and shining it. And I know a lot of you Insta guys like to clean all of your pipe work, but to be honest, I can't justify it. It's a waste of my time, it's a waste of my client's money. And again, the critical design feature of any bit of pipe work is that it doesn't leak, and everything else is secondary to that. So we have to do a bit of angling and all this and that under here, and so there's a few joints to do. The only other thing I would say is where the far pipe on the radiator is, that's actually over the other side of the wall, so I had to sort of notch the top. There's like a bit of wood when I took the floor up there, and I just notched that out with my drill bit. Actually, I just drilled a row of holes in line and then just finished that up with the chisel. Worked fantastically, and then just poked my pipe through that, and then I was going to run straight back with a 90-degree bent bit of pipe. So again, there's no joints where I can't get to them, but it was too long to feed in, so I've just bent it again. So it bends 90 degrees, and then it bends 90 degrees again going down. So all the soldered joints are in there. There's no secret elbows underneath the floor or anything like that, and that's just good pipe design in my opinion. Apart from that, not a lot else to say. I could do with getting a fluctuator for my system, but again, this is the thing about running your own business. New equipment, you know, equipping yourself is a time and money black hole, and you can sink all of your money into it and still not have everything that you want. So I've got a tub of flux and a brush, and that works fine. A fluctuator would work better. I had one, it broke in half. Not very happy about it, but that's what happened. So I'll try and buy another one, and the next one won't break in half, because since then I've changed the container that I keep all my soldering gear in. I've got much more in line with what you see other pros using, which is an upright sort of handbag, basically, with a large bottom on it where you could slot all your stuff into, except everyone's got like a 100-pound Vito handbag, and I've got a 12-pound one. But there you go. Who's laughing at the end of the day about that? Do we? Okay, so we're all first fixed up there. I didn't want to leave the radiator on the wall because on the cloakroom installs it's so tight, you're just going to end up thumping it, bashing it, you know, and it makes life a little bit easier for the floor laying guy as well. But you know, we did our heat test and we got out there okay. Yesterday on that, you know, the super duper rad, I had a little bit of a weep, but by then I'd run out of phone battery, and well, today I brought my charger with me, which is why we're still recording. But yeah, we had a little bit of a weep, and then I filled it up again, and it was all airlocked and all this and that, and I didn't get out there till, like, again, it was just silly late. So that's why we didn't get to this woman where we're going now, to our block of sewer. And you know, I've got all the rods with me and that, but I cannot remember for the life of me what I did with my my drain tees. You know, the little T-shaped T-bar manhole cover tools. I cannot remember what I've done with those. And that manhole cover's like, it's got concrete bricks on it. It's like part of a concrete bricks driveway. So, you know, it's what on earth is going on here? Why are people letting, like, it's a roundabout, people have to give way to you. You don't let, like, you know, like somebody just stops in the middle of a roundabout to let somebody else out. Like, what's that? But, you know, that's how you get somebody driving to the back of you. Yeah, you know, I'm sorry, but you know, that's not how a roundabout's meant to be used. You know, I'll let people out at junctions, but not a bloody roundabout. Like, it's nuts. So yeah, now we're fighting our way through downtown traffic. Tummy's rumbling again. I've gone at least 5 hours now without food. No, 6. So, you know, obviously rumbling. But I am going to get home on time. Well, by 8 o'clock. To cook myself a beautiful dinner after I've disinfected my body. And you know, this and that. What else was I going to say? Yeah, there's quite a lot of furniture in that cloakroom. Sorry, I tend to ramble. Quite a lot of furniture in that cloakroom to do. So, you know, it's going to take. I said to him 2 days. It might even take 3. Depends on what the worktop looks like to cut and all this and that. It's all Calypso stuff, lovely jubbly. So we shall see. The radiator itself as well as aluminium, so it's nice and light. And there's another thing for leaving it off as well. If he has one of those little screw-on rails that they have, and he decides he wants one of them, I haven't already put the radiator on the wall, so I can just, you know, get the impact and put it on. So yes. Oh my God! Why do people park on this road? Have they really got to? You know, can they not walk down the road to get a kebab? Honestly, like this whole road's full of fish and chip shops and kebab shops. You know, all of which look like they've failed their health inspection. And like, you know, nobody can just park round the corner. They've got to be at least within 2 meters of their kebab shop. Like, why? You're gonna lose a bloody wing mirror. Right, where am I going? I'm going this way. So busy ranting, almost went the wrong way, and we're about there. So I think I'll call it here, and I'll see you at the job. Hey everyone, this is this patient, and well, the first challenge is going to be getting it up. Let's put you up there. I don't get to do these jobs very often, so I make a little tape of it to showcase my expertise. I'm trying to build up like my website and my social media presence. Yeah. And so I'm trying to like record myself doing, you know, the most difficult, the most dirty of jobs, you know, and I can say, oh, nothing is too much, nothing, no job, ain't no mountain high enough, you know, all that. And it's a bit of a pain filming it on your phone because you just don't like. I need like a tripod really. Yeah. I think I don't think this has ever been opened. I think when they've cemented all these bricks. I think they've cemented our cover in as well. That's alright, that's what this screwdriver is for. Get my other glove on. Before we forget. Interesting story actually, when I was doing my training, There was like, I was on a job, I forget why, but there was like a big truck there emptying the septic tank, and so they have to pump all this out into a big lorry.
Yeah.
And somebody, like one of the hoses came off or something, somebody got absolutely sprayed with sewage.
No.
And they were fine, but they died a week later, do you know what I mean?
Oh.
And of secondary infection, you know, and it's just sort of like, you know, people are like, oh, why do you wear gloves? Why do you wear safety goggles? All this sort of thing. Ever since, it's probably OTT most of the time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to die.
No.
Yeah, that's bloody cement all in there.
Mum, who made this?
Who did this?
They should have done the drain like they had.
Might get the hammer in a minute. Start chiseling it. It took me a long time to find this screwdriver. It's a really big, meaty screwdriver. The tip is fine enough to get in where the manhole is.
Well, he's to blame for the toilet, so it probably was.
It's a crowbar.
You'll have him when I saw him.
Yeah, and, you know, I was meeting up with some plumbers. We went to like a tool fair, and all of us on social media all met up, and they were all like, "Oh, how can you wear trousers at work? Like, I wear shorts." And I'm just sort of like, "How can you wear shorts?"
No, you're going to say you wear shorts, would you?
Like, no. You couldn't pay me to wear shorts. No way. Oof. So, to give you a little bit of background on this job, the client's rung me up on Wednesday, I believe, to say that you know, she's got parents have got a blocked toilet. They're both elderly, and all this and that. And I went there originally just to plunge her out the toilet on the afternoon of my day off, so to speak, and just thought it'd be a quick job. And this is what it's turned into, simply because like the water ain't going anywhere because it's blocked all the way down to the manhole cover, and I was able to determine that because I was there for about 40 minutes or so, plunging this toilet thinking, good God, what have they put down there? Only to open the back door to go get some from the van and find that like there's just all this water out the back there. So that was my fault finding process. You could get a little bit more scientific if you wanted and get one of those rigid things with the camera on it and the professional snake, and I could have fed it down there, but I ain't got access to any of that high-tech equipment, and that's like specialist drain clearing stuff. I just have a set of rods, the family set of sewer rods, and you know, you can do a lot with a set of sewer rods. They can make you a lot of money, I'll tell you that. But the first challenge is, as you can see, this cover where they've put the bricks in, it's just not having it. It's won't come up, and like it's probably at the edge of what I'm physically capable of to even lift this manhole anyway. But the fact that there's cement all around it is making this a little bit of a long job. It's something I could have checked beforehand. I could have shone a torch on the edge and seen if it was the bricks were sanded in or whether they were cemented in and whether that had gone onto the seam. But it's no matter. The way around it is just to hammer the two faces apart until they open up, and then you can get in there. But it just takes so long, and you end up chipping brickwork potentially and all this and that. Although we got off pretty light here, to be fair. So yeah, we'll skip all this bit because this took about 40 minutes or so. At the moment we're currently chiseling this out. I managed to break this screwdriver just a little bit, and so I'll probably be needing to upgrade to one with a metal thing on the back and made out of some sort of adamantium type material. To offset the weight of this thing. Oh, God, that's the thing. Oh, I've got you now. I have got you now. Good night, and thanks for playing. Oh. I still can't lift this fucking thing. Drag it this way. Who are you going to call? Eh? Who are you going to call? Couple of floaters in there. Keep everything of value back from the premises. Let's go turd hunting, eh? Hear that? That's the sound of money. Literally the last length in there now. And that's why you give us a call. One sewer, unblocked. Boom.